Are you curious what happens when a little bear has to sleep through the whole winter? Let's find out in the story, Barnaby's Long Sleep. In a cozy corner of the vast green forest lived a little bear named Barnaby. Barnaby was a cheerful cub who loved exploring and could never sit still. Every summer day, he would dash through the bushes, chase butterflies sparkling in the sunlight, and splash noisily in the cool stream. When he grew tired, Barnaby would flop down on the grass, giggling as he gobbled up juicy red berries until his round belly looked like a bouncing ball. Barnaby loved summer so much. To him, summer was everything. Birdsong in the morning, the sweet smell of wildflowers, and endless adventures. He thought summer would last forever. But one day, Barnaby noticed something strange. As he ran across the meadow, the breeze carried a crisp chill, and the leaves above began to turn brilliant shades of yellow and red, like tiny lanterns swaying in the sun. Barnaby frowned in puzzlement. Something feels different. That evening, Barnaby tried to keep playing, but his eyes grew heavy. Why am I so sleepy? I've only been playing for a little while, he mumbled before letting out a long, loud yawn. That night, the full moon bathed the forest in silver light. Barnaby looked up and spotted his wise friend, Professor Owl, perched on the branch of an old oak tree. Woo! 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 Professor Owl, Barnaby called, his voice both drowsy and curious. Why are the leaves changing colors? And why do I feel sleepy all the time? Professor Owl blinked his round, gleaming eyes and replied in a gentle, steady voice. Hoo, hoo. That is because autumn has arrived, little Barnaby. And when autumn comes, winter is not far behind. For bears like you, it is time to prepare for something very special, a long, cozy rest called hibernation. Barnaby's mouth dropped open, and for a moment he forgot to yawn. Hibernation? Does that mean I'll be asleep all winter long? But what about butterflies and berries? I don't want to miss all the fun. Professor Owl tilted his head kindly. Don't worry, Barnaby. Hibernation is not missing out. It is a magical journey of its own. When the snow covers the ground and food is scarce, sleep will keep you safe and strong. Think of your den as a warm castle where you can dream the sweetest dreams. And when spring returns, all the things you love will still be here waiting. Butterflies, berries, sparkling streams, and new adventures. Barnaby grew quiet, imagining it all. A castle lined with moss and leaves, soft light drifting through the cracks, a safe and gentle place to dream. The thought made him feel less worried. Well, that doesn't sound too bad, he whispered. The next day, Barnaby set to work. He gathered soft moss, dry leaves, and little twigs to line his den. Sometimes he tumbled playfully into the piles, sending leaves flying everywhere. But then he carefully stacked and tucked each layer into place, making the coziest bed he could. Before winter truly arrived, Barnaby wanted to say goodbye to his forest friends. He visited the stream and listened to the water whispering over the rocks. He stopped by the berry bush and ate the last few sweet berries of the season. Then he stood under the oak tree and waved up at Professor Owl. "I'm going to miss summer so much," Barnaby said softly. One afternoon, the first snowflake drifted down from the sky. It landed gently on Barnaby's nose, cool and ticklish, as if whispering, "It's time." Barnaby padded into his den and curled up in the soft bed he had prepared. He yawned one final time, his eyelids growing heavy. "Good night, Professor Owl," he murmured to the breeze. "See you in the spring." Outside, the forest grew quiet, wrapped in a blanket of snow. Inside, Barnaby slept peacefully and began to dream. In his dreams, he flew alongside golden butterflies, danced through valleys of flowers, and held a grand berry feast with his woodland friends. Time passed. Winter came and went. At last, the warm sun of spring returned, and a golden ray touched Barnaby's nose. He stirred, stretched his paws, and stepped out of his den. Before him, the forest was green and bright once more. Wildflowers bloomed, birds sang joyfully, and butterflies fluttered in the crystal sky. Barnaby smiled, his eyes shining with excitement. "Oh, spring is here, and I'm ready for brand new adventures."